Have you ever wondered about the mysterious beginnings and ancient roots of one of the world's most beloved holidays?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to White Eagle. Today, we will learn about a very special night. It is a night full of fun, costumes, and sweet treats. We call it Halloween. But Halloween was not always like this. It has a very long story. It changed much over many, many years. Today, we will explore this story together. We will see how a serious old night became the happy holiday we know. When October ends, many streets look colorful. Houses have big orange pumpkins. They have spider webs. Children dress in many kinds of costumes. They can be superheroes. They can be witches. They go from house to house. They ask for candy. Their parents often walk with them. This night is called Halloween. It is a time for fun. It is a time for costumes. It is a time for many sweet treats. Many people spend money on decorations. They buy costumes. They buy candy. It looks like a big party for families and friends. It is a joyful time. It is a time for play. But how did this holiday start? Where did these ideas come from? Why do we wear costumes? Why do we ask for candy? Why do we ask for candy? Why do we see pumpkins? These questions take us back in time. They take us very far back. They take us to a time more than 2,000 years ago. People lived very differently then. They lived in ancient lands. They had very different beliefs. They had different reasons for their celebrations. They had different reasons for their celebrations. We will go on a journey. We will discover the true story of Halloween. Our story begins with an ancient festival. It was called Samhain. Can you say Samhain? Samhain. Samhain was a festival of the Celtic people. These people lived in places like Ireland, Scotland, and parts of Europe. This was more than 2,000 years ago. For the Celts, Samhain was a very important time. It marked a big change in the year. It was the end of summer. It was the end of the warm, light half of the year. It was the start of the cold, dark winter. For them, winter was a time of scarcity. It was a time of cold. It was a time of less food. So, Samhain was a serious time. The Celts believed something very special about this night. They thought that on Samhain, the line between the world of the living and the world of the dead became very thin. Think of it like a thin curtain. Usually, the curtain is thick. You cannot see through it. But on Samhain, the curtain became very, very thin. This meant that spirits, like ghosts, could easily cross over. They could walk from their world into our world. People believed that their ancestors, their family who had died, could come home. But also, bad spirits and fairies could walk freely. People wanted to be safe from these harmful spirits. They felt a real fear. It was not a game. It was a deep belief. To protect themselves, the Celts had special customs. One custom was lighting large bonfires. Bonfires are big fires outside. Priests often lit these fires. These fires were not just for warmth or light. They had special powers. People believed the fires could clean things. They believed the fires could protect them. They even threw bones from animals into the flames. After the celebration, families took a small piece of burning wood from the big bonfire. They took it to their homes. They used it to relight their own home fires. This was a way to start fresh. It was a way to stay safe. It showed new life. Another custom was wearing special clothes. People used animal skins and masks. They made costumes. These costumes were not to scare their friends. They had a different purpose. They were to hide from the bad spirits. The Celts thought that if they looked like something else, the spirits would not see them. If they looked like a spirit themselves, the bad spirits might think they belonged to the spirit world. It was like a disguise. It was a way to be invisible to danger. They also left food. Families placed food outside their homes. Sometimes they even set places at their tables. These places were for dead family members. These food offerings were for the wandering spirits. People hoped that by giving food, the spirits would be happy. They hoped the spirits would not cause trouble. This old practice helped keep people safe. It also honored the dead. Samhain was a night of deep meaning. It was about facing the darkness of winter. It was about facing the mystery of death. It was about respect. It was about preparation. It was a time when the world felt connected to something beyond. Imagine an old song. It is a very old song. People have sung it for many years. Then, new musicians come. They hear the song. They like the melody, but they want to make it their own. So they keep the melody, the main tune. But they add new words. They add new instruments. They change the rhythm a little. The song is still there, but it sounds different. It has new layers. This is like how Halloween changed. Its old melody, Samhain, mixed with new sounds, new ideas. The mighty Roman Empire grew very big. It reached many Celtic lands. As Romans lived among the Celts, their customs began to mix. The Romans had their own festivals. 2 of these festivals became part of Samhain. One was Feralia. This was a day to remember those who had passed away. It was a day for the dead. The second was Pomona. This was a celebration for the Roman goddess of fruit trees. Some people believe that traditions we still do today, like bobbing for apples, may have come from Pomona. This mixing added new layers to the ancient Celtic festival. It was like adding new instruments to our old song. Then another big change came. Christianity spread across Europe. The Christian church grew stronger. It brought new beliefs. In the 8th century, an important religious leader, Pope Gregory III, made a new holiday. He chose November 1st. This day was called All Saints' Day. It was also called All Hallows Day. This day was to honor all the Christian saints. Many people think the church set this date for a special reason. They wanted to slowly replace the old Celtic festival of Samhain. They wanted a Christian holiday instead. The evening before All Saints' Day, October 31st, became known as All Hallows Eve. Over many years, the name All Hallows Eve became shorter. People started to call it Halloween. Later, November 2nd was added. It was called All Souls' Day. This was a time to pray for the souls of all dead people. So, these 3 days together, October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd, were called All Hallowtide. This was a period for remembering the deceased. This was a clever way for Christianity to include parts of Samhain. The church did not completely stop the old traditions. The Celtic people loved these customs. Instead, the church took those customs. It gave them new meanings. These new meanings fit Christian teachings. This process is sometimes called syncretism. It means mixing old ideas with new ones. Many ancient practices continued. People still lit big bonfires. But now, they might have new Christian reasons for it. They still wore costumes. But these might be seen as protection from evil. Or they might honor saints. Food offerings for the dead also continued. But now they had a Christian purpose. It was about praying for souls. So, even with the new Christian ideas, the old ways did not disappear. The ancient belief stayed. The belief that spirits could move between worlds on this night. People kept wearing animal skins or masks. This was to hide from unwanted spirits. The fear that the dead walked among the living remained a part of the celebration. Halloween became a mix of old Celtic traditions. It mixed with new Christian faith. It carried deep, ancient fears. It carried new religious beliefs. It created a holiday rich with many meanings. It was like our song,
now with many more layers and harmonies.
Now, let's fast forward many, many years. In the 1800s, many people from Ireland and Scotland moved to America. They left their homes. They wanted to find new lives. These immigrants brought their old ways of celebrating Halloween with them. They shared their traditions in this new land. These traditions included lighting fires. They included playing games to tell the future. They included dressing up in costumes. They also brought the custom of carving vegetables. Back in their home countries, people often carved scary faces into turnips or potatoes. They used these carved vegetables as lanterns. They thought this would keep evil spirits away. But in America, a new vegetable was common. It was the pumpkin. Pumpkins grew very well in America. They were much bigger. They were much easier to carve than turnips. So the Irish and Scottish immigrants started using pumpkins for their lanterns. This change made the pumpkin a main symbol of Halloween in America. It became known as a jack-o'-lantern. This is a very famous part of Halloween today. As Halloween traditions grew in America, the holiday started to change more. For many years, Halloween became a night for young people, especially teenagers. They played pranks. They caused mischief. In the growing cities, these jokes were not always harmless fun. Sometimes, they became very destructive. Young people would overturn things. They would steal fences. They would put soap on car windows. They might block streets. They might throw eggs at houses. There were even reports of property damage. There were small fires. This behavior became a serious problem. In the 1920s and 1930s, newspapers often wrote about the trouble. The actions of these young people caused big concerns. Communities wondered how to stop the increasing trouble. They wanted to keep Halloween a safe night for everyone. The holiday was becoming known for its chaos. A solution was needed. So people worked to make Halloween a safer time. Magazines played a big part in changing Halloween. They started to show Halloween as a time for enjoyable house parties. These parties were for adults and families. They were meant to be polite and supervised events, not chaotic ones. These parties often included many games. A popular type of game was about fortune-telling, especially for finding a future spouse. Young men and women would play games to guess who they would marry. For example, they might look into a mirror in a dark room. Another common game was bobbing for apples in a barrel of water. These old traditions now became fun activities at polite parties. Companies quickly saw a chance to sell new products. The Denison Manufacturing Company was very important here.
Around 1909, Denison started making special Halloween party supplies. These were often made from colorful paper.
They offered decorations like black cats, witches, and devils.
Denison also printed bogey books. These were guides. They told people how to host a successful Halloween party. This was the start of Halloween's commercialization. Businesses taught Americans a new way to celebrate. They changed Halloween from a local event into a holiday that involved buying many products. Halloween night used to have a big problem with pranks. In the 1930s, a new idea started to grow: trick-or-treating. This was a way to make Halloween safe and fun. Children dressed in costumes. They would visit houses. They would get treats like fruit, nuts, or small candies. This simple exchange helped change the holiday. At first, trick-or-treating was not very popular. Its growth was slow. During World War II, sugar was rationed. Families could not buy much. This made it difficult to offer many treats. So, celebrations were smaller. After the war, sugar became available again. This was a big moment for trick-or-treating. With plenty of sugar, families could easily buy and give out candy. The practice quickly became very popular in the 1950s. Candy companies quickly saw a great chance. Before this time, Halloween was not a major holiday for selling candy. Christmas and Easter were bigger. But with millions of children now trick-or-treating, candy makers like Mars and Hershey's had a new market. They began to produce small, individually wrapped candies. These were often called fun-size bars. These smaller sizes were perfect for giving to many children. This helped candy become central to the holiday. Today, Halloween is a very big business. In a recent year, people in the United States spent over $13 billion on Halloween. This is a very large amount of money. People spend money on costumes. They spend money on candy. They spend money on decorations. Each person who celebrates spends more than $114 on average. Halloween spending has increased greatly in the last 10 years. Halloween is not just for children anymore. Many adults also celebrate. Almost half of adults wear costumes. People in their 20s and 30s spend the most. They go to big parties. This has changed Halloween into a major celebration for adults too. Now, Halloween things appear in stores very early. Sometimes stores sell Halloween decorations in June or July. This is called Halloween creep. This early start helps stores sell more for a longer time. American Halloween traditions are also spreading to other countries. Movies and big companies like Disney help spread these ideas around the world. In Japan, Halloween is very popular, but it looks different. People do not go trick-or-treating much. Instead, they have huge public parties in cities like Tokyo. Many people wear very detailed costumes. They mix American Halloween ideas with Japanese pop culture. In Mexico, Halloween is celebrated. But it is often seen alongside a more traditional holiday. This holiday is called Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. This ancient festival is on November 1st and 2nd. Some Mexican children now trick-or-treat on October 31st. But Dia de los Muertos is very important. It is a joyful time to remember and honor family members who have died. People make special altars with flowers and special foods. It is not about scary things like Halloween. It is about celebrating life and death together. This shows how holidays change and mix around the world. Halloween is also about stories. New stories are always added to the holiday's lore. Lore means the collection of tales and beliefs that belong to a culture or holiday. For example, some places have their own special tales. These tales add to the magic of Halloween. One such tale, though fictional, helps us understand how new narratives contribute to the holiday's charm. This is the story of Fury the Witch and her candy dog, Bolby. In a forgotten little town, there lived a witch named Fury. People whispered about her. She was clumsy. One day, Fury was making a potion. It was a potion to turn laughter into sadness. Her naughty dog, Bolby, ran around. He bumped into things. Fury accidentally used the wrong powder. She used sugar powder. The potion was meant for mischief. But when Bolby tangled at her feet, she stumbled. The potion splashed all over Bolby. Poof! He turned into a giant, bouncing candy. Fury was shocked. The candy dog jumped out the window. It splashed into a pond. It melted in seconds. Fury was very sad. The townspeople heard the story. They laughed. They said the wicked witch got what she deserved. They decided to celebrate with candy and laughter. They called it Halloween. But a kind girl named Millie felt sad. She knew Fury lost her best friend. Millie decided that every Halloween she would feed street animals to honor Bolby. Fury held her sadness and anger inside. She planned revenge. On Halloween night, she wore a huge pumpkin head costume. She thought no one would know her. She took a bottle of the same potion. She went out. "Trick or treat?" she asked in a spooky voice. "Treat!" she shouted. She sprayed her potion at people. They instantly turned into huge, bouncing candies. A man turned into candy. A little girl turned into candy. Fury laughed. Millie was outside. She was feeding stray animals. She saw the huge human-sized candies bouncing around. She ran toward the sound. She saw the pumpkin-headed figure spraying potion. She shouted, "Stop!" The witch ran. Millie chased her. The witch tripped. She slipped into a dead-end alley. Millie cornered her. Millie pulled off the pumpkin head. It was Fury. Millie saw Fury's truth. She was not truly evil. She was a lonely, heartbroken woman. Millie said, "Kindness is the strongest potion of all." Millie picked up a small stray puppy. She brought it to Fury. The puppy looked like Bolby. Millie told Fury, "If you promise to stop doing bad things, this puppy can stay with you. It can make you happy again." Fury's heart softened.
All her anger melted away.
She promised. The witch and her new puppy carefully mixed a counter potion. They sprinkled it over the bouncing candies. The candies turned back into people. Fury named her new puppy Candy. From that day on, Fury changed. She became a kind, animal-loving sorceress. Every Halloween, she dressed in fun costumes. She helped street animals. Her dog, Candy, never left her side. This story, whether true or not, shows us something important. It shows how new tales are added to a holiday. It shows how imagination keeps a holiday alive and changing. Modern Halloween is a rich blend. It has spiritual beliefs. It has historical customs. It has compelling storytelling. It reflects centuries of cultural evolution. Halloween is a big business today. People spend many billions of dollars on it each year. But why is it still so popular? Why do we still love this holiday so much? One reason is that Halloween helps people connect. Neighbors do not always talk much. But on Halloween night, families walk together. They go to other houses for treats. Neighbors open their doors. They say hello warmly. This helps people meet. It helps them build a stronger community. It is a simple way for strangers to become friends. It helps them feel part of the neighborhood. Halloween also lets people break normal rules in a safe way. For one night, things are different. Children ask adults for candy. People dress up as monsters or strange characters. The spooky things become fun. We can explore fear without real danger. The skeletons and ghosts on lawns are like a safe way to think about death. We can be scared, but we know it is not real. This helps us practice facing our fears in a fun way. Adults also like to wear costumes. They like to be someone else for a night. It is a time to play. It is a time to try new looks. It is a time to step outside daily life. So, Even with all the new traditions and all the spending, the old spirit of Halloween is still alive.
We still need what the holiday offers.
We need to connect with our neighbors.
We need to safely play with fear.
Like the old Celtic people, we mark the end of light and the start of dark winter.
We gather together.
We make light and fun in the darkness.
We think about what has passed.
We think about what is coming. On October 31st, the line between worlds still feels thin. The old spirits still walk. Today, we just call them children asking for candy.
If you enjoyed learning about these ancient traditions and fascinating tales, subscribe to White Eagle for more captivating stories. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content.
Thanks for watching.